Vibes watchers.
Our vibes watchers.
They will be taking the temperature of the group.
They will be taking the temperature of the group.
Based on the hand symbols which are forthcoming.
Based on the hand symbols which are forthcoming.
And we have Robert. Taking minutes.
Taking minutes.
If you have questions about something that was said afterwards, you can come see me. I hope I wrote it down.
We have one other position. Among the facilitators. That we would love to fill. We now have this big pad. Which we hope is going to help. Keep track of proposals. If someone would like to write down proposals when they're made. Everyone would appreciate it if they could step down and take that up.
Everyone would appreciate it if they could step down and take that up.
And done. Just briefly about facilitators.
Briefly about facilitators.
We are not the leaders of this movement. They're volunteer positions. And ideally we rotate through a large number of people. If you're interested in facilitating, there are facilitator training sessions every week. We invite anybody who's interested. And even if you're not sure if you're interested. To come to one.
So here we have
the proposed agenda
for today's General Assembly.
We've gone through process.
And now we're going to move on to
working group. Right, I'm just going through the agenda. And we can vote on it afterwards. There's 2 cents after. So the idea is that now we can go into working group report backs. Leaving a space. After that, new working group proposals. After that, another spot for proposals. And then announcements. How do people feel?
About the agenda?
Does anybody feel bad about that?
Can I get you to slide over? Because I'm going to set my camera right there, and it's the only spot I can do it. Thank you.
Report backs.
Oh, sorry, Randy.
A lot of people in the group have these awesome flyers. This is what we're going to base a brief run through of our hand signals and how the process works. So, you will hear a call for a consensus check. This is not a vote. But a check to see how people feel about a proposal. Which is a specific idea for an action. There are a number of hand signals to register varying states of approval or disapproval about a proposal. The first signal are jazz hands. This signifies approval, positive feelings about what is being said. The next signal are wavy flat hands. These imply that you have neither a positive nor a negative position about a proposal. There are down hands. reply.
Please reply.
That you do not feel good.
That you do not feel good.
Or do not approve.
Or do not approve.
About the proposal.
About the proposal.
Or the idea.
Or the idea.
Being presented.
Being presented.
The last, another symbol.
Another symbol.
Is block.
Is block.
Block is very serious.
Block is very serious.
Block means that you have such serious objection
to
a proposal that you will leave if it is passed.
Did you ever work for your country? Did you ever fight for your country? Any one of you? Did you ever?
Sir, we have a place.
Mic check! Mic check!
There's a place.
There's a place
On the agenda. For announcements. We'd love to hear you speak then. Thank you.
Thank you.
So blocks are serious. And if a block cannot be resolved, we will encourage that proposal to be brought back to the working group. And for the blocker to become involved in the discussion. Another symbol is the triangle. This is a point of process. Point of process means call on me, I think we're out of topic, or this should go another way. Or this should go another way. That is what point of process means.
Point of process? Mungo Jelly has raised an issue regarding this hand signal. We're concerned because there's at least one person with one hand. Please address that.
In the event that you don't have both hands to work with, a half triangle will more than suffice.
How do people feel about that?
A raised finger means point of info. That means that you have objective information that is directly relevant to what is being discussed.
Keep it brief.
And try to avoid having opinions with your point of information.
This is not a question.
This is a question.
Question.
A clarifying question. The C hand is for questions relating directly to what's being said.
Is for questions relating directly to what is being said.
So C
Means you have a question
means you have a question
about what was just brought up.
about what was just brought up. Another one, just a general hands up. To get the attention of the speaker list taker. Or to make a change or proposal. And be involved in the discussion. The final symbol.
Point of information.
The flat hand
does
not mean you don't care.
It
means you're unsure.
Ambivalence
is an important emotion
that
we should allow to be expressed.
Final symbol is rolling hands. This means to wrap it up.
If you only have one hand,
If we only have one hand,
Go like this.
go like this.
Please pay attention
Please pay attention
when people start making this symbol.
when people start making this symbol.
It is meant with all due respect
It is meant with all due respect
to keep the conversation moving.
to keep the conversation moving.
People may even agree
People may even agree
with you,
with you,
they want to move it along.
but they want to move it along.
Any questions about that?
Any questions about that?
How do people feel about moving forward?
How do people feel about moving forward?
Cool.
Cool.
So now,
So now,
I propose
I propose
that we move on to
that we move on to
working group report backs.
working group report backs.
How do people feel about that?
How do people feel about that?
Does anybody disagree with that?
Does anybody disagree with that? I thought we already agreed on the agenda.
Go.
So briefly, for people who don't know,
So briefly, for people who don't know,
the final paragraph on this flyer
the final paragraph on this flyer
outlines the idea of working groups.
outlines the idea of working groups.
Working groups are made up of individuals
Working groups are made up of individuals
who are working on specific projects
who are working on specific projects
that help the occupation and the movement move forward.
that help the occupation and the movement move forward.
They are the ideal place
They are the ideal place
for proposals to begin.
for proposals to begin.
Working groups
Working groups
then bring relevant proposals
then bring relevant proposals
that would benefit from having the entire GA
that would benefit from having the entire GA
discuss and agree upon them.
discuss and agree upon them.
Working groups are great places to bring proposals to first,
Working groups are great places to bring proposals to first,
rather than a GA.
rather than a GA.
That said,
If
if you have a proposal,
you have a proposal,
talk to the stack taker.
talk to the stack taker,
And if
speakers
speakers list taker, and if he thinks or she thinks
and if he or she thinks
that you should bring it to a working group,
that you should bring it to a working group,
she or he will direct you to that group.
she or he will direct you to that group.
Otherwise, she or he will put you on the list.
Otherwise, she'll put you on that list.
Mike,
I have an emergency
I have an emergency
action
action
that doesn't have time
that doesn't have time
to go through the working group
to go through the working group
because it is next Sunday.
because it is next Sunday.
I ask of you
I ask of you
whether you will hear this quick proposal from me
whether you will hear this quick proposal from me
right now.
right now.
point of process,
Point of process,
there's a place for that.
there's a place for that.
It's a little later
A little later
on the agenda.
on the agenda.
Point of information,
Point of information,
if you need to leave before the end,
if you need to leave before the end
and you really want to say something,
and you really want to say something,
tell it to someone
tell it to someone
or put it on the wiki.
or put it on the wiki.
the stack is open
The stack is open
for working group report backs.
for working group report backs.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Haley.
My name is Haley.
I've been sleeping here
I've been sleeping here
the past couple days.
for the past couple of days.
I'm from the feminist working group,
I'm from the feminist working group,
which for informational purposes
which for informational purposes
is not just women-born women.
is not just women born women.
Here in the occupation,
Here in the occupation,
we only had about
we only had about
3 women spending the night last night.
3 women spending the night last night.
This is a movement for all people.
This is a movement for all people.
It's got to be welcoming and safe for everyone.
It's got to be welcoming and safe for everyone.
Find me.
Find me.
Sasha.
Or Sasha.
Give us your information so we can schedule
Give us your information so we can schedule
a time to meet to address
a time to meet to address
how to make this a great place for everyone to feel comfortable.
how to make this a great place for everyone to feel comfortable.
Thank